a lot of my progress 10 years ago when I was at rock bottom with my health and my mental health and everything, a lot of my progress really came from being looking internally and trying to solve things myself. For the longest time, I would try and find someone to look at on YouTube or wherever it was to look for something somebody else has done. Looking for answers before I tried things. And I found that when I looked inward and tried to understand something myself, I found much more progress. And I know I'm here telling you about recovery for the past 10 years, but I think it's important to try and be a pioneer when it comes to you and your health. Try and think outside the box, not following what other people are doing. Incorporate aspects. I did. I looked at a variety of people that had overcome not even chronic illnesses, just mental challenges. Then people were overcoming cancer, people were overcoming Crohn's, people overcoming tough life situations, just aspects of everything, give it a go in my own life. But I'll give you an example. So after my living situation, which was extremely stressful and I lived in it for a long time, I believe, the adrenals were absolutely knackered, hammered, and my sleep pattern, everything didn't help. So I did these habits that I knew were good for me. It cannot be a good thing for me to go to bed early. It cannot be bad for me to reduce my technology time. It cannot be bad for me to not absorb negative energy from outside of myself through news and media. All these things, and I'd do these things, and sometimes I'd feel more tired. And I'm thinking, nah, this can't be right, these are supposed to be good for me. And I'd question whether there was any validity in doing what I was doing, because it took a lot of effort at the time. But I stuck with it. I thought, if you're in a state of being wired, stressed for a long period of time, is it feasible that when you're taken out of that situation and you're trying to improve your behaviors, that you lose the wideness a little bit, which can be sometimes seen as a bit of energy, and your body actually, when it feels safe and protected and in a situation where it can heal, can put a feeling inside your body that will make you feel more tired so that you rest more. Like you're in a situation where you're safe to rest more, so you lose the wideness a bit, but you have extreme fatigue. The fatigue I'm on about, where every movement of your legs, it feels like you've got tree stumps for legs and you're so exhausted. And it can be very discouraging if you're trying to do good behaviors and you feel like that. But I remember thinking, that feeling's here. I know the things I'm doing are not bad for me. So what if I just sink into it, see where it goes? And I'd get into bed or on the couch or whatever it was, and I'd sink into my body. I'd just control breathing, just sink into the duvet, the couch, or whatever it is, and just let that energy do whatever it needed to do. And I do that day after day, and I think, surely I should be feeling better now. I'm doing all these good behaviors. Sure, maybe I'll just go back on the computer, just forget about this. I need something to escape from. But then I'd look at the other side and go, I abused my body for years, poor sleep, poor food, all these different things. If I had to sink in this energy for 3 months, in the grand scheme of things, is it really a big price to pay to try and get out of this situation? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sink into my body. I looked at my dog, like I'd look at my dog and he'd sleep most of the time. I'm thinking, there's nothing wrong with him. If I say walk, he's going to jump up like an absolute nutcase. Maybe I just need to be like him. So I'd be like my dog. I'd just sink into my bed and I'd just let my body do whatever it needed to do. And within, like I said, a few months, I'm like, yeah, this is working. And I think it's very important. These body has these signals for a reason. It's not just being tired for the sake of it, to ruin your life or whatever it is. It's saying, we need a break. And at the end of the day, we have all these norms in society where it's like, oh yeah, you work, you do this, you do that, you do this. But if you look at any animal in nature, they rest whenever they need to rest. There's no question about it. They don't go, oi, jackdaw, stop resting now. You've got a shift to carry on with. It's like, we're the only ones that do that. And it brings into question all these norms that we have in our head. Are they really normal? Probably not. So yeah, try and build that connection with your body in its signals. Try and make them really strong so that your body can give you a signal and you can act on it and you can try and get yourself out of this situation. But like I said, I'd sink into that feeling whenever it came up. Even if I sank into it for 3 weeks and I felt better and then it'd come back, I'd go, just go with it. Just absolutely go with it. There's nothing to be lost from resting. And it wouldn't be resting on the couch playing Xbox. It wouldn't be resting on the couch watching a movie. It wouldn't be any of those things. It would be literally to rest, like a dog, like a cat, like a lion, like a gorilla, whatever animal you think of. When they rest, they rest. We, as a species at the moment, are so far removed from what's natural. We consider rest to be sat on the couch watching something. That's not rest. That is not rest. You're not doing anything beneficial for yourself by sitting down and watching a movie, an intense movie, or playing Call of Duty. There is no rest involved in that. So just try and think outside the box, in terms of don't always look for answers outside of yourself. Look to yourself, look at your life, be objective, and ask yourself, how is this helping me? What do I know is good for me? And give it time, patience. And patience is the key, really, You can't have these results overnight because it's taken you a long time to get there. If I think about when I first started feeling absolutely awful, it was probably age 9 or 10. I wasn't even in secondary school. I was feeling depressed, anxious, fatigued, and, if it started then and I was at the time 23, that's 13 years of bad behaviours, of not sleeping properly. I remember I'd pretend to go to bed at, say, year 8, year 9. Everyone would go to sleep. I'd get up and play the bloody computer and then wake up wondering why I'm feeling bad. But there was no information. There was no one really sit me down and tell me, look, what you are doing is having a negative impact on how you feel. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully you can see that, maybe when you make these positive changes, it doesn't always lead to a positive outcome straight away. And just be persistent with the things you know are good for you. I believe an early night continuously is a great cure of everything. Whether you're suffering mentally, a good night's sleep consistently, I don't care whatever issue you're going through. If you have good continuous sleep and you're going through all your cycles and you're waking up, after having a good night's sleep, it helps everything. No matter what I'm going through, if I get to bed early and have a good night's sleep, the next day I feel different. If I get kicked in the head by a toddler all night from co-sleeping, and I'm dealing with family issues the day before, bad sleep, the next day I'm noticeably down. Sleep is very important. All right, guys, thanks for watching.